That way you can just watch it along. Is it working? You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you're going Akali versus Xerath. You're running Conquer. Conquer, I'm assuming, is for the Mordekaiser, the Olaf, Renata. They have a
Yeah.
pretty tanky overall team. Okay, so you choose runes for team fighting, but then you take summoners that are for laning. So you think you're gonna pick up a lot of free kills with Ignite?
Usually I do, yeah, because you just kinda run up to them and kill them, and they don't know what to do.
All right, understandable. D shield, that's smart, very smart. Starting the lane phase off with that. Oh, you're a non-trinket buyer. You just walk out. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, it does it automatically, so I don't bother.
Wow. Never met someone that does that. Actually, I think Tobias Fate does that. He's the only one I know who does that. Um, okay, let me turn this off. Sorry, but it's only blue side vision. So I mean, against their team comp, typically, I mean, you're playing a very good like hard carry. Akali's one of my favorite champs to play with, just because I know anytime I can play off her lane, I can give her such an advantage. And in this
Yeah.
scenario, you're pretty much in a position where your only objective is just to get XP for your lane phase. You don't need to make any like overzealous early game plays. You can kind of just free scale because, I mean, Xerath, he's like a poke and he's like anti-siege, but you're a champion that's gonna like hardcore pop off in team fights. The only thing I'd worry about is the Mordekaiser, which might, if you're like the only assistant carry on your team, it might warrant a QSS because I mean it'll have value against the Xerath as well. It's kind of uncommon, but if you're like a main priority target and all he can do is ult you, then it's a really cheap and efficient counter in my opinion. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah. So I would just be thinking about that and then think about how pretty much all you need to do is make it towards the mid to late. That's typically when you look to carry games, right, as a Kali.
Yeah.
Lane phase, I mean it can work out for you sometimes. You can go smooth. Oh, he's running first strike too, yeah, so his runes are pretty grief. And did you take resolve secondary? I can't see what you took secondary.
I take, domination.
Domination, okay. And you take which one's in domination? Actually, I think I could look it up. I don't remember.
It's a sudden impact, and I forgot, I switched from ultimate hunter to treasure, the treasure bounty thingy one, but I forgot which one I took for this game.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just getting an understanding of if you like to play more sustain or more aggressive, because some are obviously snowbally. I think
Yeah.
sudden impact and eyeball does outscale sudden impact after 3 stacks. So maybe if you are used to solo carrying, eyeball might be a better option for you because the damage just carries over a lot harder. But I feel
Okay, yeah.
magic pen could be in some scenarios you might think it's very useful. Um. Okay. It's a lot of trading. I mean, the way that he's letting you play the lane, you're able to just pretty much walk up freely, and this is exactly what you want to see. This is where you need to like just be 100% confident in lane phase and know how to be prepared when the enemy jungler comes. Because obviously, me as a jungler, I'm always making sure that I know where the enemy jung is. But I think as a mid laner, having insight as to where they are, it's also like it's extremely beneficial because typically when you step up to take these aggressive trades, like when you're kind of stepping up in certain, like right here, where you're stepping up to trade, knowing when to trade and knowing how to trade. I'm sure you know how to trade, and you've probably been playing Akali a lot. Is she your main champion, or do you just play her for fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah, she's my main. I have 600K on her. I'm a
okay,
one trick.
okay, that's cool. But you probably are you're pretty comfortable with the combos, right? You understand what you need to do in that. So I think definitely knowing like the time slots as to when you can. So Mordekaiser, I mean, you saw he started blue. You have like 3 camps, so you can pretty much walk up for trading whenever, and you have D shield. So if he's ever overstepping, like if he's in melee range and you can get like an auto Q or Q auto Q, something like that. I mean that's always perfect. But just looking to play this lane as smart as possible is what's going to get you through. And the fact that he's not constantly autoing you and queuing you is very important. Now here's a little Xerath tactic. If Xerath is ever like charging up his Q, he's usually going to prioritize the wave when he's like aiming his
Mhm.
Q. So if you're ever playing and standing on top of the wave, it's really free for him just to throw a skill shot there. And sometimes you can even get caught in the minion, so always be cautious of that. And then, yeah, a good method of dodging, like right there, your W. I think you dodged his W just because you walked towards him. Right there, that's perfect trade. Dodge the Q, that's good. So yeah, I mean, keeping your wave state like this is amazing as well because he's always forced to be overextensive, and this means you cannot get punished from the enemy jungler. And knowing that your jung is right here should give you a little bit of an indication that, okay, their jung's probably top side. Because clearing red side bot takes a lot longer than clearing blue side bot. So if you saw him start blue, you should know, okay, he's probably at his raptors. And you're ever in a position where you're winning lane, which, I mean, as a Kali, I'm not sure how many times it's going to happen, like early on, shoving in. Maybe sometimes, but if you ever are, after like, they did 3 camps or your jung did 3 camps, this is a good ward area. Just put it the raptors after like
Okay.
first wave shove or second wave shove. And then sometimes you can catch them out. But right now, I mean, this is perfect with how the lane phase is going. Everything's looking good. Looking for trade, zoning him. Yeah, using your W to zone him from CS is very good. Gotta be careful with your E's though. Your E's are very important. It's probably your most important tool. So you have to be very confident it's gonna connect. Or I mean, that would have been you would have killed him there. So it's good to go for that one. Just every time you're using E, just understand that how prone that makes you to dying. A lot of things to factor in. That's right here. Let's see, what's the CS at? 12. I mean, you're out CSing Zurith. That's perfect. If you're playing in a scaling
Yeah.
matchup where you get out traded early on, this is like ideal. Right here. I mean, he's fighting. You have no can't give prio, so it's pretty Papega for him to fight that. Let's keep walking. I feel like you could play a little bit more aggressive here. Where you can walk up. Yeah, see right here. Could have done that to deny him the 1 CS, because notice he's only gonna walk up when the CS are low. That's when he's gonna charge his abilities. So if you deny him from walking up and autoing it, he can't get his passive off, and he has to waste his abilities. His abilities cost like 90 mana, 70 mana, 60 mana, and he's at 165. So this is the time where typically you want to like walk up to zone, and if he tries to like auto you, then you can hit an E combo. You can E auto Q, because he will try and auto you to get mana back, but you want to stop him from being able to auto minion. So whenever they're low HP like this, walking up to pressure him away is good, because like right there, if you could force him to use his abilities, it's pretty ideal.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is when your trading starts becoming a lot more powerful. Once you start getting extra numbers in that queue, it gets really good because your Q's mixed with your autos. Blends really nicely. And then this is a big wave stacking, so you should hard shove it out and then probably look for a reset. Because the wave will bounce back. So right there, see, sometimes it's what you're doing is smart by walking up. See, there, you're doing it now. I feel like you need to play off the minions as well. Let the minions like dictate when to do this. So, like whenever he wants the cannon or whenever he's about to go for the CS, that's when you look to go for those big trades like that. And like I said, a guaranteed way to hit your E is anytime he walks up to auto you, because he will for his passive. That's when you just throw your E, because he's gonna be caught like mid auto animation. Won't have time to step and react. Yeah. Bait them into your skill shots is pretty ideal. There, he's forced to use his Q again. Honestly, it's kind of good that he's letting you get through the lane phase longer, because you could definitely for a force fight once you're post 6. Post 6 and a good reset. I had to look up real quick what colleagues are building, because I want to know like what their power spike they go for is right now, because sometimes it shifts the meta. Give me 1 second, I just need to look this up.
Okay, dude, I realized just now I took Conquer, but then I was autopiloting and I actually built rocket belts. And if you take Conquer, you're supposed to buy Rift Maker. So that's
Oh,
also pretty bad, I think.
I see some build Night Harvester. I see some with Conquer that build Rocket Belt, like Zeus from T1 and
Oh,
Certhis from SK
maybe it's
Gaming.
situational.
Yeah, sometimes. I think if you go Night Harvester, it would be good this game. Or, I mean, Rocket Belt, I could definitely see why. I don't think it's really autopilot, because, I mean, they have Zurith, so extra bits of mobility to get on top of him is 100% ideal. I don't think that's a bad option at all.
Okay.
Just the way you itemize dictates the way you're gonna fight. So if you're gonna build Rocket Boat, you're gonna be jumping on their carries to kill them, which is pretty ideal. A little bit hard because of Renata, her W, but the Jinx and Zerith, definitely the itemization. It's for that. But if you did want to go Riftmaker, then you'd be strictly fighting their front line, which is like Olaf, then Lord and Renata. Which I don't really think that fits Akali's playstyle too well. I feel like she's better as a dive assassin. Kind of like Blue Kayn plays, but with better burst, I feel like. Right here, he's got no mana. Yeah, keeping this wave how it is perfect, by the way. I don't know if you fully intend to do that, or if, I don't know if you watch a lot of mid laners and hear what they say about wave states, but because of his lack of mana to like slow shove, it's very smart. The only thing is that it's like this is like a jungler's wet dream, like the slow shove, because it leads to the dive, but I don't think your junglers would dive in this elo, right? Probably not.
Not really.
Yeah. So that's the kind of sucky thing when you know really good in what do we call it? Where you set up your waves. It's definitely a diveable angle though for you, a solo dive. The only issue is you have to hit everything and ignite, which I'm sure it's not too hard. Once you land the E, it's pretty easy to connect everything, but
Mhm.
you have to play it really perfectly and know where Mordekaiser is. So like I said, understanding the jungle tracking, it's as simple as this. Cause as a mid laner, you don't always need to know where they are. But since he started blue, you know he's gonna path up, and then typically he's just gonna keep doing that same. So after like 3:30, he's gonna go back towards bot side unless he shows top or mid, and this like usually post 3 minutes is when you get vision. So if you ever like
Okay.
are cautious to getting ganked right here, be a great ward. Like I said, if you have the early shove, then you can do 2 wave shove in, ward on the raptor. Vision's very important too, but you got to see ward, and you know he's constantly pathing bot to top. So when he resets, he's gonna go bot, and then he's gonna path back top, right? And honestly, yeah, I'm glad you're not rotating too. Oh wait, there it is, the rotation. See, the thing is that you need to be very selfish. You need to be thinking strictly about yourself. And maybe this works out for you though. Ooh, this could be good.
It does.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are, but most of the time, if you're like stomping lane against a champion, you're gonna hard out scale, you just stay on him. But if you actually, yeah, I mean, you already got 1 kill, that's perfect. Looks like you're getting a lot done here. Wolf, they are over, so you can't use the blast plant properly. That's good. Wow, so that actually did benefit you so well. And you don't 1v9 carry this game.
No,
That's
I'm
43 minutes.
bad.
It's fine. The way that you transition your advantages is what we'll probably be going over. Because, I mean, it looks like you're fairly comfortable on Akali. You understand a good amount
Mhm.
about, you know, trading, minion waves, and all that. Just know that the way this Xerath played, once you're, like, diamond, they're going to start poking you constantly. So, E-Shield's going to get put to work. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
This
I
guy didn't.
agree.
Yeah, this guy he played like a massive wiener. Good. You make sure you shove it in the cannon wave. Resetting on a cannon wave too. That's great. Great. That's like what you always want to do. Always reset on cannon waves. Glad you did that. Then you got the reset. So let's see. What do you want to build? Building that, boots, pods. Okay, refill pods. That's good. Do you never play with sweeper? Do you only like trinket? I feel like
Oh,
sweeper could be
I
good.
usually get sweeper pretty
Okay,
early on.
but not right now. Is it because you just feel like staying in mid lane more?
Uh, I don't know. I just kind of buy it whenever I feel like it.
Okay.
I'm not a consistent player, man.
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna work on, making you a consistent player.
Yeah.
So I think if you're in like a big advantage, so like this playstyle where you're more looking to rotate around the map, I think that's where sweeper will hold the most value. Sorry, I'm fumbling my words right now. It will, it will hold the most value if you're looking to rotate a lot and play around the map. But if you're just playing the lane, I think Trinket's pretty solid. It's maybe just after you shove in, you can look for like Trinket here, maybe here,
Mhm.
just be a little bit useful towards your team. And right now, I mean, you're looking for the planner, I think, or the enemy jung, whoever's trying to take blue buff. But I feel like typically you should always play towards the objective side. So because you have the massive advantage, you should always be playing towards which objective the enemy teams want. I think usually dragon is the most important one, but just because your team is all down here, I think instead of top right there, it would have been a little bit smarter to look bot here with Folly. Because as soon as he was walking up, if you walk down here, could have definitely cleaned up 3 kills. So learning to
Okay.
play through your jungler is pretty important. So with a big lead and a lot of mobility and a lot of damage, and he has the setup for you. This is why typically if you're gonna look for those plays, definitely just walk with the jungler. It'd be great, or maybe sometimes meet him there. Like let's say you want to rotate top and he's coming from this direction, you can go shove in wave and go from this direction, plant over, rotate top, right? So
Yeah.
if that's what seems to be your play style. You get a big advantage and then you look to rotate. So that's good if that's what you're comfortable with. Just make sure that you're being consistent with who you're playing with. Play with who has the best setup and who can give you the most guaranteed success. It's usually what I find. And I think Volley Akali is just amazing setup. Like you have this, you have the
Mm-hmm.
damage, he has the CC, right? Simple as that. Mix that together and it's perfect.
Dude, I hate myself for going for
Yeah.
this, but my teammate was
The
pinging
Olaf.
me to do it.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes I do that too, or I'll listen to what my teammate says, but then you gotta just be like, okay, I'm just gonna
It's
listen to
always a
myself.
bad idea.
Yeah, it's always a bad idea. That's why. Okay, the combo's big. Pretty ambitious though. If you know he has barriers, sometimes what I'll see an Akali main do with their combo is they're actually everything up to here is great. You know, you got the autos, the Qs, the all everything. But R2 right here, I think you should have done it this way because if you can get right on top of him, which your E connects you to, you can ult and do damage this way and just bait his sums. Because I feel like you know with his barrier and flash, since you haven't seen him use it and no one said he's used it, you know it's up, right? You always have to
Yeah,
know when it's up because if you're always going to look for crazy players like this. So going for R2 over this way, extremely dangerous. Leaving you
true.
prone to dead 100%. But if you R2 this way, then you got to go back to the wave, you chunk him out, waste his sums, and then you got to just control this wave. You could just force this wave to where he can't come and farm. You deny him. But right here, I mean, kind of like getting traded out. Oh, he's ulting you. Yeah, he's, you know. Now the trade's a little bit more even, so now he can actually play how he wants to. Because what you tank to Q, another Q, one or two ults, a tower shots, you know.
I was
And then a
about to
Jinx,
cry.
Jinx, oh my god.
It was so funny. And then she emoted me too.
Yo,
Like if you
Kamasi,
look
thanks
at
for
the
resub.
bot lane, she gave me a thumbs up and I died a little bit.
Really?
It was funny though. Yeah.
Oh, she did. Wow. Yeah, but see, that's why you got to be very smart with your ults. If you're ever gonna go for an aggressive play, always make sure you're tracking there sometimes. Only go for something that aggressive if you know, okay, he doesn't have any sums. But definitely get more comfortable with ulting like backwards. Because you initiate
Yeah.
and then it leads you to being on them. Your E puts you right on top of them. So if you are backwards, then yeah, you can get the connection of you could connect the damage. A little bit hard, but definitely a mechanic worth using. Because in that specific situation, it probably would have led to this guy being what down 20 CS, but instead he got to farm another wave, and then got the assist. Jinx got a kill, so being able to transition the lead. But I mean, you're doing a lot correctly, which is good. It is good. Curious how this game doesn't get ended though. Like,
Yeah. It was the freaking Olaf. He just walked into 3 of my teammates and he'd just fight them and then he'd win somehow.
Olaf, yeah. Your team, your main way of killing Olaf would be Vayne, so you have to play around the Vayne a little bit. But I mean, I feel like you yourself, you're not really worried about the Olaf. Shouldn't be. You should be just doing this, one-shotting. Little oopsie on the R2 there, it's fine.
Actually, it was intentional. My thought process was I'm not gonna kill him anyway, so I'm gonna
Oh,
use the ult because the skin has a pretty R2 animation.
okay. I mean, yeah, that's logic behind it, but just know every damage matters. Every damage
True, true,
matters. It's
true.
all pressure. It is a nice animation. Okay, I accidentally missed the cannon. Ever struggle with CSing and like struggle with the cannons? Always use an ability to kill it. I used to do that when I played lane. Sometimes I struggled. I was good at CSing, but I'd always mess up the cannon, so I just save an ability every single time, and it came around. A good little habit.
Mhm.
And then knowing which items. I think one of the biggest things for Akali's is knowing which items can help you double Q to kill the back line over here. Because if you want to look to rotate, which appears to be your playstyle, I think it's a good one. You have to be able to shove waves and just rotate. So whenever you're in the center of the lane, just shove the wave and then just look to rotate. And this is where control wards will come in handy for you as well. So control ward here, here if your team is a little bit not as ahead. But if you're more ahead and you feel like you can be more aggressive, you either put one here or here. Now, if you want to be, killing the enemy jungler and screwing them over, you can go a little bit more deep. Maybe put one over there or there, put one over here, one over there. So that's usually the control wording areas. But yeah, understanding, I don't personally know, but just knowing which items you have can make you double Q and kill the range minions, the casters. It's very important because that helps you shove it really fast. Only
Okay.
casters, you will have the 3 to 6 minion advantage. And I'll help you rotate. I think that's a really good playstyle for this elo specifically because if you can get all your lanes ahead, then you know the enemy team will probably tilt and just lose their minds. Happens a lot.
By the way,
Yeah.
this was Karasmai who would unironically win this game.
Oh,
It's
Axis,
been a
thanks for the
while
13 months.
since
Welcome
I've been in here. How has it been?
back. Okay, so you have the Proto Belt. You have Mythic to no Mythic advantage. So this is, yeah, typically where no, he has no flash. You probably haven't been keeping track, but you would know there's barriers up if you have been. Pretty simple. I mean, you might see it in high elo a lot, and this will help you a lot. Is if you ever see them like use a sum, he actually has the rune to kind of make it a little confusing, but 254 seconds. Just keep it in mind. Okay, the time this is like 2.5 minutes, I believe. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is like being able to type that in chat when they use it, so you have an idea. So let's say you saw him use flash in front of you, you just say 13:05 Zereth. If you want to like keep track of when exactly it's gonna be up, you could do the exact math. Usually they don't have that rune, but this guy does. I think that's Cosmic, right? Cosmic Insight. Yeah, I don't know why he ran
Yeah.
that. That's weird. Bad rune choice for a mid laner. Okay, you're looking for the aggressive trade. That's good. See, right here, this is where you can legit just shove the wave, kill the back ones, just free out of the big ones, and then you can either look to 4-man dive, or you can look to rotate top if you think it's free. And that's how you transition your lead into these type of games, because Zereth, he's just going to sit under tower. He's not gonna do anything. He's going to shove him in. And the thing is, if you're making plays on the map and he's sitting here, he's missing out. While you're gaining everything, because you're not even missing waves if you're shoving in and rotating. Because you could probably come back after, because you have so much mobility on this champion. So, you know, just be able to shove this all the way in, and then probably look for the 4-man dive, because Volley's there. Even right here, I mean, both setups are really good for you. Both are, but
Okay.
I'd imagine Volley isn't what happens. See, if you're doing this is fine if you're like early laning, but if you want to make that impact, yeah, you come to the dragon, that's good. See, right here is where it would be like a good idea. Honestly, if Vayne didn't go there, that would have been perfect. But yeah, just running at them like this is bad. If you're ever gonna look for a play like this as a mid laner, usually path around and behind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
mid laners and junglers usually path around and behind because you need to make sure that they don't have an escape, they don't have an out. And then also, you know, you can step up in the jungle, get vision. That's very important. Understanding where the enemy jungle is, because I don't think any of you know where the Mordekaiser is. It's like the most terrifying thing, because Zereth is missing. He can just cross map ult, probably from like right here, these areas. And Mord, you don't even know where he is. So that's pretty dangerous. Gotta put that trinket to use. You didn't even put a
Yeah.
trinket as you walked all the way down in there. Could've put one like here. Could've put one over there. Could've put one there. A lot of areas you could've put it. Gotta make sure you're utilizing everything you can. Ooh, that was good. Good understanding of limits too. You were able to live that.
Shut down.
You could have shoved the wave. Probably scared of Olaf, right? But what can Olaf
Yeah.
use to kill you?
Well,
Ignites?
he was hoping I would like go under the tower, and he was walking to the side to throw an axe at me, so that's why I recalled in that bush because I saw him coming.
If you see him here, though, just think about how long it would take for him to go here all the way to here. So I think you can just shove this quick and go down. Because who's threatening down here, right? Be safe
Oh
territory.
yeah.
You can just go there. You don't need to go under tower, especially if you can outrun him. The only way he can kill you is if he like walks up to and ignites. But I mean, you have your W coming up, I believe. Yeah, it's coming up. So, and you have your E to get away, so you can fully distance. You have flash, and he doesn't have flash at all. He can't even do anything, right? I wouldn't be too scared about shoving this wave in. Just get a quick shove and then get it out, because then you get the proper setup, and now it's just gonna like kind of be in this awkward spot. And Zereth probably won't punish this, but other mid laners definitely will. So it's a good thing to get in the habit of just playing off knowing your limitations and knowing your boundaries, because I don't think there's any way Olaf would kill you there. But where you
Okay.
saw him, it would just take way too long. Okay, you go from base straight up. for the kill on Mord. A bit of an oopsie. Usually what I'd see an Akali do is because you have so much damage and you clearly have the numbers advantage, instead of engaging with your E like this, you would E backwards and get the Q off for the slow. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Yeah. If it's ever like a free fight and all you need is the CC or the little bit of damage, make sure you do that, because missing out on those free kills adds up 100%. It's not the end of the world, but you know, it's just better to get in the hang of being able to use everything you can.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they'll lead in with W. See, like right there, it would W, auto Q, and then try and like fit their E, auto Q again, instead of just like E, auto Q, like one singular combo. Because your W also makes it harder for him to hit his E, which is probably your main deterrent, right? He doesn't know exactly where you're going, and you can kind of swing on him either top or bot side of the shadows. Yeah, see, right here, I mean, you definitely either look for a dive or just look for a... Make sure that you're shoving the wave in, though, because you need the minions to be tanking before you... Oh, what the hell?
I did not expect him to go there, and it worked out, but like I wasn't even noticing that he was there.
What? This is gold? Gold? He just did that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, whenever you want to dive someone, you make sure you shove the waves. Just immediately shove it, even if you miss the S, just hard shove it. So,
I didn't even realize he was diving, honestly.
I didn't either, but surprise, surprise. Okay. Either go for the tower. You know Mord's gonna be behind you in a couple seconds. Oh no, he's staying there. Never mind, you're good. Hey, just get this. Getting the mid tower early on, it's not bad at all. It's pretty ideal for Akali because it opens up the map and you get to rotate more. Typically, that's what you want to do. You're an assassin pick, right? You're like a hard scaling assassin though, so good stuff.
I probably shouldn't have wasted my ult here, but oh wait, did I? Yeah, I did. But it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't have a cooldown.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh wait, did I die here? Crap, I did.
Yeah. Unlucky. I mean, it's you already know what you should have and shouldn't have done there. I don't think that's much to be said. Just more comfortable you get, better you'll get at like full side steps. I think a little mechanical tip is, I don't know if you're one of those players, but the best way to get like better mechanics is just imagine there's like an invisible box around your character and you can only click inside that box. Because so many people, they click like this, right? They click all over here, all over here, all over there. You just want to click in the center, right? Keep the clicks as close to as possible. That way you can, okay, sidestep, boom. Okay, do this. Like, it makes it easier to do everything instead of like reaching out your skill shot so much. Because then you have to move your mouse from like here to there, right? So just imagine there's like an invisible box around your character. It'll help you out a lot with mechanics, dodging and hitting stuff.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't know that even when I was in Challenger. Someone told me that, another Challenger player. It helped me out a lot. So, good I'd share that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just fighting here. Mid tower being gone for you isn't the end of the world. I mean, like I said, it kind of opens up the map. So it gets more chaotic, which is where Akali usually finds most comfort, is the chaos. Picking up free kills. Make sure that you're the one picking up free kills and you're not the one dying, right?
Yeah.
Like get a free kill and then back off, or maybe use your flash, maybe use your ult, maybe use ignite, and then, you know, the more you get, the less you'll have to use. So the more fed you get, the more items you get. So you have to use. Let's see your itemization right now. So you played at still caps, huh? You know, that part I'll disagree with, because I don't really see Olaf being able to auto you, because, I mean, typically if you're in a fight, you're going to be playing in your W most of the fight, right? And he doesn't have flash. He's not very likely to just auto you. So good look at that. How many times did he auto you right there?
Yeah, 0.
And Jinx, you don't want to survive her autos. You want to survive because you killed her so fast. So Sork boots into, you know, your R spaces so much. So being able to get the quick combo, and then the W you can sit in for a pretty long time. So yeah, some games you do go play still caps, like maybe you're lane against an Irelia or someone who just autos you a lot. But definitely the Sork boots, something I would have went this game. You're snowballing. Play for damage. Always play. Because the more damage you have, the more aggressive you play, the more plays you can make. more pressure
Okay.
you're applying, and then you get more comfortable playing safer with a higher damage build. Like, okay, I can't take this many autos. Like, that's where you start testing your limits. When you can start building fully aggressive and seeing how much can you get away with. I mean, yeah, like I said, you'll be killing them a lot faster than they can ever kill you. So you don't need to survive autos this game at all.
Okay.
And the stopwatch, see, it's kind of you're stacking on defensive items. Like, okay, plated steel caps instead of swords, and then you're getting Zanya. So you had this huge snowball, and instead of abusing your gold advantage, you're just building to survive. With some games it's fine, but I don't think they really have a way to kill you if you can actually successfully dive their backline, because a lot of their damage is the Jinx and the Zerith, and those are the ones that you could just, boom, one shot, right? Even with
Yeah.
Renata ult, you know, or Renata W, you can last that. So maybe, I mean, a stopwatch wouldn't be bad. So if you want like Stork Boots Zanya, that would probably be a stolen idea, but don't like double defensive. You're ahead. You know, if you want to get one defensive, let's say maybe you play like a crazy person, and you're like, okay, I don't want to go too crazy. If you want to just buy Zanya, go for it, but get Stork Boots along with it. But I mean, there are some games where you get played still caps, like you're against a lot of Irelia. I don't know
Okay.
what other AD melees, like Talon, maybe Kiana.
Mhm.
Okay, right here. See, a lot of the times, I feel like with the combos I see, photo belting, good. Initiating there, you could have autoed and then Q, W, auto Q. Hold on to your E, because your E is kind of like an execute, right? So, I mean, usually holding on to it is like a last resort as well, because sometimes you need to get out, right? So I think leading in with W if you're going to go crazy. But see, this is one of those crazy plays that just doesn't really have any sense to it, because you see 2 mid, right? Or I think you even see 3 mid. Yeah, you see 3 mid. And at this point, you should be thinking, oh, whoops. Because you see
Yeah.
one here, one here, one here, one here. You know? This one's free farming, which is good. This is great for you, because they're going to kill Olaf and it's super easy. And then there's you going in with 3 people right here. And the most you
Yeah.
can do here, at most, you could trade 1 for 1 or maybe 1 for 2. Think about it. Then they get the catch-up gold, the catch-up XP. I think you already gave the shutdown, but you know, just the catch-up XP. If you're overly ahead in some games, it's very bad to die in these situations.
Yeah, I think I did die here, and I think this is where we started losing.
Yeah. I mean, think about it.
With freaking Renata ults.
You and Vayne used the flashes, the ults, and you died, and you got nothing for it. And what does your team benefit? So this is where you have to make sure that if you're making an aggressive play, you're playing off of like 100% knowledge that you could just straight up kill somebody and get out, or you're playing with the comfort of having the same numbers. So when you see 3, you need to have equal 3. Or maybe sometimes you have the 4. Maybe sometimes it's a 2v3, but you're very ahead. Like, let's say you and Bali feel confident, feel like you can win a 2v3. I mean, yeah, I'd take that fight, definitely. Both strong champions. Think about it. The itemization, you're building to survive in a team fight, but you just went in for a 1v3. You see what I'm saying? So you have to play for what you're building, right? So if you're playing for more of a survive build, go in, do a bunch of damage, survive, then that's a team fight, right? That's 100% team fight. Playing to like one-shot burst and get out, I mean, try it. Right there. Auto kind of stumps you. Right there, I think you could have stayed on the Zerith there. I mean, fully stacked. Did you have Sonya's though? I think you used it, right? Oh no, you had Sonya's. You could have used it there. Yeah, you could have stayed on top. You could have got another auto Q. Then your Conqueror would help you stand, and then they would stand on top of you. And because your team was so close, it would be a bait. Because that's called a Zanya's bait. That's usually why you buy Zanya's. You know that you could use that to stay alive, and your team's right there. That's what you do. Alright. I mean, but overall, I mean, what you said was a bad play actually wound up being an amazing play for you. You didn't get as many towers, but you almost got 2 towers traded mid. Almost. You're very close, which is not bad, but your team actually wound up benefiting more from that. And just understanding. I think the most important thing, the most important thing for Akali, is keeping track of people's summoner spells. Just what you see. Because obviously, I don't think you'd expect your team to tell you, okay, what did who use? Right? I'm sure they're not super vocal, but whatever you see, make sure you like mentally jot it down. Okay, Jinxie's Flash doesn't have it for a while, or Renata doesn't have it, or Olaf doesn't have Ghost, because that'll be your best tool for making picks and like catching people out. paying attention to who is where on the map, paying attention to like what they have up is the most important thing you can do as an assassin. And also at this point, typically after the tier 1 towers are down and this part of the game is over, you would want to go bot lane and bot or top. You'd want to go side lane. Akali doesn't really stay in mid lane post T1 towers being down. Not all of them are down, but the main ones are down. Like your tower's down. So I mean that's typically when you'd want to take the swap into going bot or top and just being able to play in the long lane because you can survive in a long lane easily, but your bot lane can't. Ideally, they can't. And also, you being mid, you're just gonna get poked out for free. Suppose going bot lane, I mean, if Xerath matches you, he's gonna die because it's too long. It's way too long of a lane. This is huge. And as for Olaf, I mean, you could easily set that up. I mean, you could poke him and get out like nothing. Doesn't really have that much MR either. If you have Ignite, you can straight up solo kill him at this point. So let's see how this fight goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
let me
Ward
micromanage.
ulting screwed me.
Yeah. If you feel like you're a big threat, I mentioned this earlier. I had a feeling this is how the game was going to be. If you feel like you're a big threat and the only counter to you is that Mord ult, this is where you would want to get QSS. So if you wanted to get a defensive item, it would definitely be the QSS. Or maybe if you want to properly use like Zanya to counter his ult, so let's say he tries to ult you and then he tries to like use Q or E, you just Zanya's it and then you wait it out. Either your W or your E, you just kite him out. Because I mean, Zanya's could be used to counter the Mord ult. The only thing is that it kind of alters your engage because a lot of people, they like to go really deep. But I mean, making sure that you utilize that his offensive items. I would never fight Mordekaiser in his ult. I'd only play to survive, so just sitting in your E as long as you can, truthfully. Sit in your E as long as you can. And then just try and like E away from him. Also saving your ult for the rest of them would have been good there, so. I think the way that you initiate, you should definitely initiate a lot more with W so you're not as prone to getting hit or Mord ulted, and then when you're in the Mord ult, that's when you want to just play to survive instead of fight him. Because he'll always win the fight in a 1v1 if he ults you. Play versus, play versus Mordekaiser, that's how it's always going to go. Yeah, see, now you're playing sideline. I mean, this game is still 100% winnable. You might have lost, what, 3 dragons. But, I mean, you're playing a Kali. Champion does really well. You have higher CS than the enemy. Good laner, that's good. Yeah, oh, I gotta watch this from start to finish. I didn't think this would happen. Wait, this is what I talked about earlier. You 1v1ing the Olaf.
Yeah, I did it, yay.
Yeah. I mean, I had a feeling. You have Conquer, you have the right runes for it. So that's why it's good to, like, utilize what you have. Yeah, so trade Qs. Proto Belt, I don't know what that was for. You got a Proto Belt Adam.
I know.
Yeah, the combo. All there. Nice. That's good. Pretty well played. Backing off. I mean, you could have got the minions after. What, you just wanted to give him the Mundo? I would have taken the wave. Shoved
I don't know,
out 2 waves.
I just get scared that people are gonna like come out of nowhere and start killing me.
Yeah, but I guess the Mundo was there, so you can't be too scared. And you gotta pay attention to who you see on the map. You're like, okay, who do I see? Don't see anyone, then that's a good intuition. But you saw 2 people. I guess the most that could have happened is Mord ran at you. Could have happened. It's not a bad idea. Just make sure you're watching the map and think, okay, where is everyone? And think, okay, can they actually like get on top of me and kill me? You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, you definitely were prone to dying. So that one wasn't a bad one, but I noticed you do that a couple times this game, and sometimes you don't need to. Okay, just get the mid tower. Cool. At this point, I mean, I would just look to shove out bot and then just perma group. Obviously, look for picks. Yeah, she just wasted her ult. Ulted nothing. Yes. Good engage. Oh.
No.
See, there's a major mistake.
I thought I
and then
ate
ulted.
onto my shroud, but I guess I didn't.
That's what you were going for. So you wanted the E onto the shroud.
But I hit the
Excellent. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get what you were going for. Okay. As long as you have an escape. Okay, I understand now. I was wondering. I was like, why do you E the Olaf? Now you have no escape. Okay, that makes sense. And then you flash out.
I usually never do that unless I know for a fact I can get back to safety somehow, because I do that a lot. but that was just kind of unlucky.
All right, but once again, just look at who is with you. See, this is the only major issue. Look at who is with you. One there. You saw Jinx bot. You know she's walking up, and one there. In this situation, all you do is play your life. You just play to go up and run towards Volibear because you two will easily get outnumbered, and that's where you keep faltering is the numbers disadvantage. You have to always play towards numbers. So now, even when you see Olaf, this is a definite run back, a kite back. Great, trying to trade 1-for-1 there. Think about it. At best, you get 1-for-1, and you use your flash and ult. Use everything. So all that is down for like 5 minutes. Your ult will be down for well, not that long, but you know, oh yeah, barely even 50 seconds. Jesus, that champ's busted.
Right.
50 seconds. Either way, yeah, but your CDs are still down for a decent amount of time. So this is why you always have to play with numbers. Always, 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 always. Keep saying it over and over.
Okay.
If you play with numbers, this game would have been over. Well, 10 different times.
Darn, okay.
A 45-minute game. It's not common. Happens to me.
I just don't know what I'm doing half the time, too.
Yeah, I know.
It's so sad.
It's fine. I mean, that's the joy in playing the game. You just playing up things slowly, but
Yeah.
I think something as simple as that, because I'm sure the next game you play, you'll pay a lot more attention to it, and you'll know what I'm saying. So it's not like it's something like extremely, like it's not like something extreme holding you back. Like some people, I think the only thing that holds people back from climbing and improving is just being absolutely delusional. I don't think you are at all, so that's good. And
Thank you.
yeah, so a lot of what you're doing, it's just stuff that you'll definitely pick it up now, especially after I told you. You'll realize, okay, should I fight this fight? It's just like, always have that voice in the back of your head to play devil's advocate. Like, okay, I have this going for me, but should I go for it? And then that's where you get the calculated aggression. You know when to play aggressive, and you know when to play smart, you know? That's the thing about every assassin. Every assassin knows how to play aggressive, but not every assassin knows how to play smart. And that's what will help you climb way faster, way easier, way higher than the average player. Because every assassin, they just Pepega and throw their everything at the keyboard.
Yeah.
But see, look, you have the Teemo here. You see one top. I mean, this is not the worst fight to look for, even though Vayne's not here. The engage was miserable. Yeah, see. I don't know. But like I said, at this point of the game, you shouldn't even be going mid until you hard shove this out. Like, I'm talking, it needs to be on this side. See how it's here? Go bot, shove this out. Always play sidelines as a colleague, always. Because you cannot be falling behind in XP and gold, or your bot lane can't either. At this point, this is where you need to keep ahead. The main strength of a Kali is that you could always have that like 2-level lead on the enemy AD carry. And you're the same level as the enemy AD carry. Even though you're the one who is fed to start the game, right? So that's why you just got to make sure that you're cutting down the depths, you know, the aggressive plays, they need to be a lot more well thought out, and then transition that into making sure that you're playing the sidelines properly. Fighting mechanics are mostly good. You gotta get a little bit more confident with using your W forward instead of on your E. Right here, see, this is amazing. 5, get out. I know a lot of colleagues that would have E'd back in there and auto queue.
Oh, hell no, not me.
Yeah,
I knew what would
against
have
Olaf.
happened.
Yeah, he would just E you. Most champions you can do that too because they're auto range and react fast enough, but Olaf has his E. He'd smash you. What is this? What? What am I watching? Wait, what? What is this?
Dude.
It's like they're not even what? What is this? They're not even like just. I don't even know what to say about that. You can climb much higher than this Elo. Trust me when I say this. You can climb much higher. I don't know.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Okay. See, this time, look, you're fighting. You have the same amount of people. Zeroth ran away because it's 3v3. Now Jinx is there. So you don't want to get too over aggressive because yeah, they could make them. This is the issue in having long fights, and this is something I even did earlier today. I did that earlier in one of my games. It actually griefed my game. You gotta like make sure you're playing off timers. Like, okay, okay, they're alive. They're probably coming back from base. They're probably gonna be here. We gotta get the quick kill and get out. Playing smart is really hard to do, but it's the right thing to do. Did that guy just flash in place? What am I watching? I don't know.
Welcome to my world, man.
Yeah, it's a sick one. Alright, so once again, I mean, I feel like at this point, we're for the next like 40 minutes, it's gonna be a lot of the repeated things I've already said. You know, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of, okay, should have been side lane, should have shoved it out, because right here. Do you even go? Oh my god, you don't even go bot here. Look at this. Go bot, shove this all the way out. All the way out. See, this is where it's just perma fighting. Perma fighting. You need to get more,
Mhm.
do a consistent playstyle. Alright, we need to be doing this, we need to be doing that. Because at this point, it's just, okay, we respawn, now we fight them. Okay, they respawn, now they fight us. Okay, who threw the game? I threw the game. They threw the game. Like, you know. A lot of
Yeah,
back and
sounds
forth.
about right.
This is where you need to be the outlier. You need to be the one doing your own thing, you know? Shove out the bot and then be like, alright, let's group. Let's we're ahead, let's fight. And then priority order. As an assassin, you're like a bounty hunter, right? You always think, who is the highest priority target to kill in the fight? And who is the easiest? Who is the easiest is who you focus first. Who is the hardest and who is the most impactful in a fight? These are who you focus second. But as a Kali, 16-9 Jinx, she is 100% the main priority. She's also the easiest, so it kind of works hand in hand. I guess Xerath is fairly easy too. See, he's not the one you use your ult for. He's the one that you use your like Qs and Es for. Like you use, you
Yeah.
know, but the Jinx is 100% main target this game because the game will be lost if Jinx is able to free auto. And for the answer to that, even though your build could have been a little bit more aggressive, like the anti-heal, see, you have items that are for fighting Olaf and Mord if you were to like stand and auto them, you know? If you were to stand and auto them, that's what the plated stone caps would be good for. Zanya's is always a solid item. I mean, I think it's good. And then the Oblivion Orb, I mean, I don't think you're the one that needs to get the anti-heal. You're the assassin. You're the one who should be one-shotting.
Oh, true, true.
Yeah. Unless they have like a lot of healing, like let's say like a Yumi or some obnoxious champion that just overly heals like Soraka, then Oblivion Orb can work. But if you're an assassin, and unless this Jinx is getting a bajillion amounts of healing, you don't need to buy Oblivion Orb. You don't need to buy Oblivion Orb at all. You just one-shot her. Alright. And see, respawn.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And you run bot. Oh, fight
Should
going
I have
on.
gone mid?
Should you have gone mid? No. No, I think going bot here is fine.
Okay.
Looking to shove out. Catch him out. Okay, good. I don't know about solo ulting the Renata there, see? I'm saying, like, in that situation, no, I still would have saved it, I think. 'Cause, yeah, you probably want your ult for people like that guy. Or
Yeah.
Xerath. With Renata, you could just walk her down with your Qs. Your Qs will keep her slowed. Your E will help you stay on top of her. I don't think you necessarily
Yeah.
need it.
That's what I was going to do. Like, that's what I was planning in my head, but she
Yeah.
started walking through the blast cone, so I was like, hey,
Okay.
might as well kill her.
Okay, that makes sense. And you get the dragon. Now you go out, shove bot. Perfect. Perfect. Shove a little wave. I'm pretty sure you're doing this to buy an item, right? Probably having like close to an
I
item.
don't know.
Oh.
I just kind of did it.
Oh, you just felt like shoving. Alright, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you should have been doing for 36 minutes. Well, after lane phase is over, so
Gotcha.
for like 26 minutes. Yeah. Shove out, and then you go group. That's it. It's as easy as it gets to play mid lane. Lane Akali.
Okay. So the thing is with the Kali, like in my opinion at least, I know that you keep saying to side lane and push the waves and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time it just takes a really, really long time to shove with the Kali because half of your energy comes from your shroud.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if anyone does try to come fight you, your shroud is like your main form of protection. And so I always find it really hard to shove waves efficiently, but also to fight people because it's like if you do ever fully shove 2 waves, half of your kit is just gone and you probably don't have any energy left. So how do I fix that?
That's true. I think the main thing you're looking for is just knowing where everyone is and knowing, okay, if Olaf hasn't shown on the map, he's the only one that will ever run you down and kill you. He's the only one. Olaf, if he's not showing on the map and your bot lane, it's smart to save your shroud. It's smart to shove it in slowly. You could shove in slowly because nothing is being pressured because he hasn't shown on the map. You don't know if he's mid. You don't know if he's bot. Could be hiding. So that's when it's time to be smart. But let's say you see him on the map. Let's say you see him top. Let's say you see him mid. And you know Xerath obviously can't kill you. That's when you look to shove. And then someone's going to have to go and catch that wave eventually. Someone's going to have to go. If no one goes, well, then you can keep going. You can keep pushing. You can just keep going and going. Sometimes they might not never come. I've had that happen in like plat and gold games where I've just ended the game from tier 1 to base. So typically it's just about understanding who can come, who can kill you, who can actually run you down. And you know, if you're right, if let's say you're scared, someone might be there like Olaf, well then yeah, you can just slow shove. You don't want to lose him thinking slow shoving it. But most of the time you will hard shove it, right? See right here, it's good. This is exactly how every fight should look for you. You use the engage with your E on Xerath, and you use the R to get onto the Jinx through someone, which was, once again, the Xerath, luckily. And then, hey, you just got on the Jinx, R to her, so you get the combo off. Boom. That was good. That's exactly how the fight should have been.
Yeah.
So, then now right here, I mean, I don't think you guys could have done Baron, so yeah, I think just shoving in mid, hard shoving it, resetting, and then for more plays with your CDs coming back up. That's probably the most ideal play to make. See? Like that. Perfect. Because, I mean, you're keeping the CS advantage, you're getting the picks, you're getting the kills. It's looking to cut down the deaths will add a lot more CS and a lot more kills, a lot more assists. You'll have less of this. So think about it. You're 11-5-8, but you could be like, you know, like 22 and 12 or some. Actually, probably not 12. You probably take all the kills, but you know you'd have more KP, right? So and right here, huge no. You went triple defensive.
Oh
You
shoot.
went
Okay.
Banshee, Zanya, and played Socaps. If you need
Okay.
anything for armor, you know you just get Zanya. And if you need something for armor and MR, I mean, that just makes me question who are you killing, because one person's guaranteed dead. Xerath can't blast you if he's dead, right? Same with, like, you
Right.
don't need to itemize armor if you're gonna one-shot Jinx, because I mean, these guys aren't gonna really be able to touch you if you play it right. Play between your W's and your E's and your ults. And then the Xerath, I mean, Xerath will just die instantly. This guy will always die instantly. So I don't think you need Banshee build at all. I think you could have went for more of an aggressive item. Like, I don't know, if you're struggling to kill Olaf or more, like your team is, and Vayne isn't doing the work, then I mean, yeah, Void Staff or not Rabadon. Rabadon would go crazy, yeah. So imagine you went like Sork Boots, Sonya's Rabadon this game instead of like super defensive when you're ahead. See, now if you're behind, this is okay. That's okay. I want to build triple defensive ever. I think that's crazy on Assassin. But no. Okay. If you're behind. Only if you're behind.
I was questioning the Banshees myself. I was thinking like, cause like I was realizing that at this point, Jinx was a threat, but Olaf was starting to become a bigger threat because none of us could kill him because we just didn't have any damage.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking maybe I should just play to survive so I can try to deal as much damage as I could. But I don't know.
See, I feel like that's the wrong way of thinking if you're playing strictly a Kali. The thought process should be, the way I'm going to survive is I'm going to kill them before they can kill me. And how many can I kill before they finally take me out? That should be like the Akali mindset, where it's like, alright, Jinx, I'm just going to kill her. Xerath, I'm going to kill him. You know, I'll get some damage on Olaf or Mord and then probably see my way out. But yeah, if you're killing both the carries, I mean, who's going to kill Vayne? No one's going to kill Vayne. Olaf and Mord, they can only do so much. Vayne will eventually be able to just kill them. If they're in like a 4v3, yeah, Vayne will pop off 100%. So yeah, like I said, I think itemization, like you have the aggressive playstyle, like you play aggressive, but your items is what's passive and your mindset is what's passive. When you actually play and you make plays, you play very aggressive and your combos are very aggressive. So you just need to match that energy with, you know, your mindset and your itemization, I feel like. Yeah, so, and I think it's a good one to have. as for that, I mean, I don't know what I'm watching with what Kayn just did, but I can imagine how this game's gonna go. It's just gonna be more fighting, but I felt like there was overall a lot I could see that will help you improve. But I think that you have, like I said, the right confidence and the right mindset with how a Kali should work. You just need to be, you know, you need to put that more into fruition. You know, you need to make sure that the items get a match. That's how you carry games. How you carry games is itemization. It's your focus. Even I can see you swapping your focus as game goes on. So you have a very smart mind when it comes to playing the game. Good.
Thank you.
Then it's just.
Dude, and this right here is what I was talking about earlier. Like, how is he just 1v3ing like that? I hate a lot.
Yeah, and see, what did your Oblivion Orb do to him? Nothing, right?
Nothing.
Yeah, so I mean that's not really what you need. Because I mean, if you built like maybe a Void Staff for him instead of the Rabadon, you need to, let's say you had like way more aggressive items, Stork Boots, Void, that guy would get absolutely destroyed, absolutely destroyed.
True.
And you know, same with the Jinx, same with the Zereth. Like, they would look at you and they would just be trembling in fear. That's how you want to play Assassins. You want to be the one they're scared of, not being scared of the Olaf, right? Yeah, but I could definitely see why this game happened the way it did. And I think the thing is, even with all that I said in mind, I think the way that you play will guarantee you to climb. Like, even if like, say, you don't change anything, like everything I said just is completely, no, it doesn't matter, right? It's just like, you just keep continuing how you play, you can still climb, because the way that you climb efficiently is through winning lane. It's through being better than the opposite of your opponent. Because I mean, you played good this game, played good enough to win, but you're not playing good enough to carry, and that's what I want to teach you, is how to carry, right? That's the skill discrepancy. So I mean, with the gameplay alone, I think you can easily get Plat Diamond by the end of the season if you kept grinding. It'd be a lot of grinding, so I'm not sure if you want to play that many league games. Not good for the mental, but definitely I think that if you do look to change the things that I said, it would be a lot faster. And you'd probably have a lot more fun, because you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing so much damage, I'm just popping off. So that's what I like to teach. I like to teach people to have fun. I think carrying's always fun. Some people like to get carried, you know, that's easier to win, but I like to teach people how to carry, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, from what I see, it's a lot to improve on, but I think I covered most things. Do you have any other questions?
So you said that into this team I should have built, or I should have changed my steel caps into the sorcerer's shoes, and I should have got a void staff into QSS.
No. The thing is, okay, it's strictly dependent on how the fights are going. So QSS early on would have been good if Mord was just perma-ulting you every single fight, every single skirmish. That's the only time I'd get that. But if you wanted to hold out for the Zhonya's could be used to counter the Mord. Just make sure that when you're in his realm, that you're utilizing that Zhonya, utilizing your W, you're making sure to stall him out, not fight him. You fight him after, you stall him out during, right? And so the QSS would only come then. The Banshee Veil, I think, was 100% unneeded this game. In some scenarios where you are getting, you know, blasted by some AP damage, it could be good. But typically you don't get Banshee and Zhonya. You only want to go one. So let's say you go Zhonya's into Rabadon or Void. Void would probably be better looking at the outcome of the game, but Rabadon could have been better if you were snowballing and progressing in that manner, because you would be able to one-shot these three very easily. And your team would be able to handle the top side. And if they couldn't, well, then that's what Void's for. So I think the itemization could have used a little bit of tweaking. Then, once again, I think this kind of goes unused this game. They had a lot of healing. Because, I mean, 1,093 healing use don't do much, as opposed to, you know, I think any of them have it. But no one really has a lot of healing in this match, so I wouldn't really worry about that.
Okay.
Alright. Well, it was fun. Thank you so much for the game. It was nice talking to you. Nice meeting you.
You too. Thank you for the opportunity. It will definitely help me.
Alright.
Bye.